Today we're going to talk about keeping fit and healthy while working long proposal hours. I once heard a joke. The proposal manager dies, and at the pearly gates he meets Apostle Peter and he asks, "Hey, why did you take me so early? I'm only 40 years old." And Peter goes, "Not really. In proposal years you're over 100." That's why I'm doing this presentation. So it's a little bit personal to me. I'm going to talk about my struggles with health issues, and they probably apply to a lot of proposal professionals, because when I look at the surveys and the hours we all work, it's not a pretty picture. So the hazards of proposal professions. For example, I have a lock of gray hair right here that's attributable to a recent proposal, specifically when I was so stressed out to make sure that we made all the deliverables, and I was getting the information at the last minute from the authors, trying to make sure that everything made it in. We barely scraped by the skin of our teeth, and that left a permanent mark. And normal weeks for me are 50 to 60 hours. I'm a business owner too, so that probably adds to that. But a lot of the times on proposals, on captures, I'll probably do a few simultaneously. Sometimes I'm looking at about 90-hour weeks, especially in the summer or fourth quarter. Sedentary work. I sit and sit and sit, or I used to, really, to the point that my hips started hurting, and that really spooked me because I'm in my 40s. No time or energy left to go to the gym. So I really would say, okay, you know, I'm a gym member, and I was paying my gym membership for a couple of years there, at least without a single visit, or like a visit once every quarter or so. And then I just wouldn't have time or energy to go. Weekends are filled with activities, work, sleep, or, you know, I'd be watching my boyfriend play video games or something like that. And of course, kids, they take up a lot of your time and energy. Inertia, of course, rules everything. So when you're in that mode, I would just go through a lot of cookies, sweets, wine, and then grapple with the fact that I have low energy levels. And then that lack of sleep that you get, because your sleep is all disrupted, you're stressed out, impacts motivation, and that also slows down your weight loss. I recently had a baby, and that kind of made it very difficult for me to lose anything. And it's really hard. You're going to get stuck in that vicious cycle. For a while, I was trying to do something about it, and my scale was just stuck in the same number, and that number wasn't pretty. And I didn't feel like myself. So that's when I wanted to really make a lifestyle change, and it was really, really hard. Well, you know, something that was really kind of jarring to me is reading an article, and it literally said that sitting down is the new smoking. And I really looked at my life and I said, okay, I focus so hard, and I am sitting down all the time, and I can go through a 12 to 14-hour workday with just a few times when I would get up to go to the bathroom, or go and take a break to get some water or a little bit of food, but that's about it. You know, luckily I'm ahead of my own company, and unluckily I also have people who would bring stuff to me. So if I'm really on a deadline, I won't even bother getting up. So it's that bad. So you get greater cancer risk, heart disease, obesity, because you don't even get up to what I wanted to get up to 4,000 steps. You're supposed to get 10,000 a day, and it was hard for me. Some days I wouldn't even get to 4,000 steps, and I wouldn't burn enough calories. And also you have interference with lipoprotein lipase, I probably butchered that, LPL, an enzyme that breaks down fat and uses it as energy. So you literally don't lose weight. You have a hard time losing weight. And you get type 2 diabetes, there are muscular issues, and of course if you're stuck on proposal food, which is pizza and cookies, I know these days it's sushi, but sushi also has a lot of sugar in it, then you could get all kinds of issues from that as well, and depression kind of goes along with this whole picture. So I kind of thought, okay, you know, I work on the couch all the time. I'm kind of a rebel, and I thought, all right, people talk about a standing desk. Maybe I could make a change in my life. So, but I looked at it and I said, okay, I despise standing up. It reminds me of growing up in the Soviet Union when I was in, you know, sort of the October kids and then the young pioneers, and they used to line us up, and we used to stand for hours in formations. Ugh, it just makes me shudder. Don't even like to sit down at a desk. Like, this is how I work. Call me a rebel there, but I really don't like to feel like I'm working. And I don't go for walks to even get the water or use the restroom. So it's not really a habit. Like, I was told, hey, just go for walks. Yeah, right. If I have a deadline, all I can see is me in that deadline, and any obstacle that stands between that, including my own bodily functions, is just going to go, right? So then I discovered something really cool that I want to share with you, which is basically a standing desk with a twist, a walking desk. So walking desk basically is this really cool thing where you're on a treadmill, essentially, with a desk in front of you, and you know how you're in the treadmill in the gym and you can actually read or look at your phone or watch TV. Well, it's the same idea, right? Except you can work if you go very slow. So it leads to weight loss without noticing or feeling like you're exercising, which is really cool. You start forgetting that you're on a treadmill desk. Walking is such an automatic motion that essentially, if you can walk and chew gum at the same time, you can walk and work at the same time. You don't feel guilty about taking walking breaks while you're on a tight deadline, because I won't take a break if I need to make a deadline. I'm so focused and goal-oriented that it just won't happen. And kudos to you guys who actually do. Improves mood, creativity, and productivity. So when you're walking or you're exercising, you release all kinds of endorphins, but also when you're actually getting into this repetitive rhythmical motion of walking, all of a sudden your brain starts working a lot better. You can see the connections you couldn't see before. So a lot of times it's advisable when you have writer's block to go for a walk. And of course you become more productive because you have this built-in deadline that is essential to getting through a project. It also reduces stress, lowers blood pressure quite significantly, strengthens your bones, and prevents all kinds of bad diseases we talked about when we were talking about the smoking part, right? So now, walking treadmills, there's something you need to know about it. If you kind of feel inspired about it, and I would highly advise that you look into that, because to me that's been such a lifesaver. They are different from the treadmills at a gym. They're not running treadmills. You can't just grab that treadmill desk and adjust it for walking. Although I guess if in a pinch, if you already have one at home, possibly you could kind of jerry your desk around it or something like that. So at the office, I bought one that works for long hours at low speeds. So that's a very different function for a treadmill. It's made for workplace liabilities in mind. Like, mine has actually a disclaimer, so if any of my colleagues want to use it as a business owner, I don't have to worry about them falling off of them, because the treadmill is really, really slow, so it's kind of hard to kill yourself, and it also has a legal disclaimer. And it's also built for personal or industrial use. Mine, different people in our company can use it. It's actually built for different weights, so pretty heavy people can use it if they want to, and multiple users can use it, and there are different profiles for them. So here's my setup, the way that I actually set up my working desk. So I have an iMover treadmill, but there's less pricey options like Lifespan. You can actually look on the web. There's quite a few of them. I'm not compensated by any of those people, so I'm not promoting any specific merchandise, just telling you what I have. I have an Uplift desk. It's a brand, and you can literally adjust height automatically with the press of a button. I love that feature very much. I was going to get a desk that takes a while, but not while you're working, and I'm so happy that I got this one and didn't save like a few $100. Wireless keyboard and mouse. I got the ergonomic kind, and it works really well with my laptop. And I have a second monitor that's attached with an arm. And when I do detailed work on graphics or edits or desktop publishing on proposals, I can actually move it really close, right in front of my laptop that's sitting on a desk, like right in front of my eyes, and I can look at it and work on fairly detailed work. You would think that you would be coordinated enough to do that, but it's fairly easy while walking. Then I have laptop, paper, and phone stands, and I can have all of materials right in front. I can read stuff while I do that, and I also, in that same office, have a yoga mat and foam roller for stretching. I'll show it to you in another picture, like right there in the back behind my desk with all the behind all the wires there. I never quite got to organize my wires. So how I use my desk is basically I walk for 1 to 2 hours at 1.7 miles per hour, but you can adjust it. So my actual treadmill doesn't go above 2.5 miles per hour, And I have never walked faster than 2 miles per hour anyways, because then you can't really work and you're sweating and it becomes really kind of more of a workout than actual work. And that's not the point. So I could rack up to 7,200 steps if I go for 2 hours, or 3,600 if I go for 1 hour, without even noticing how it's happening. Well, initially I kind of don't want to do that, but then I get into it and it's fine. And I'm working on building up to 3 hours per day, so like about 10,000 steps, which is what the doctor ordered. I can't quite get there yet. It's easier to make myself walk in the morning. Otherwise, if I sit down on my couch, and you saw it, it's a very comfy couch, I stay glued to the couch, and that's it. I won't make it to my desk. Sometimes I will use the desk in the afternoon to get moving, when my business partner will tell me, basically give me a kick and just say, hey, come on, do it. And then usually I will start reluctantly, but feel energized within 20 minutes of walking, and I feel so accomplished and so together. So it actually is a great and rewarding thing. So activities that work best. Not everything really works really best. A lot of the times I just crave to get back to my couch so I can really dig my fingers into the keyboard and start working on a document. So some tasks come a lot more naturally on a treadmill desk, especially when you're just starting out and developing your skills. So creative tasks like mind mapping, like brainstorming with yourself, like researching. Teleconferences, surprisingly, especially if you are not the one talking all the time, if you're listening in, the treadmills are pretty quiet. If you get the real nice kind, they're very quiet. The lifespan's very quiet. The eye mover is very quiet. Reading and research, if you have to get through a large RFP, if you have to do a lot of background research, capture type of activities, that is really, really great. And when you have a deadline project, like you know that you're going to be on a treadmill for 1 hour, you have a scope to it, then it's a lot easier to plow through a lot of material in a short period of time. Since we're on the subject, basically, here are my other tips for weight loss. The first one is don't diet. Don't look at those cleanses and diets and all of that. A lot of that is temporary. I've done it. I've been there. I have a lot of friends who yo-yo on that. My big approach this time is adopt healthy eating habits. I'm not in a rush. I'm going to set a realistic weight loss goal of 1 pound per week. I got another, gosh, I'm like 6 pounds down. I got another 34 pounds to go or so, right? So that's my journey, and then I'm going to maintain. And then the other one is track food. I use MyFitnessPal, which is a wonderful app. To track calories and motivate yourself to exercise, to eat more. I got a paid version of it because it doesn't have all those commercials and advertisements, and it has a lot of really neat features, and it's really intuitive to use. Drink water. So I joke about the fact that I have no problem drinking a gallon of beer. Right? It's been a while that I've done that, but no problem. But having a gallon of water a day, it's a big problem, right? So drink water. Use sparkling or sweetener-free flavored water. If regular water feels boring, I sometimes do the sparkling mineral water. A lot of times I'll do that one of those soda cans with what is it called? It's like a sparkling flavor, like essence water, but has no sugar, no sweeteners whatsoever in it. Go to the gym. So the walking desk is not going to be your replacement for the gym. You still need to exercise with weights. And find the time when you actually will do that. For me, it was very, very hard with a small kid and a teenager at home. So I realized that the only time I really could fit it in if I cut out some sleep in the morning. And I get a lot of really cool tasks done early once I get back from the gym as well. So I do it at 5:30 in the morning, so I have to get up at 4:45 to actually get there. And I don't miss workouts. Doesn't matter how crappy I feel, I actually will show up. And I'll plow through that workout. Sometimes I'll take a nap during the day because it just costs me so much energy, but so be it. Hire a trainer. I have a great personal trainer who is got lots of attention to detail, and for 30-minute sessions only. I only do a couple times a week for 30-minute sessions, and then I'll do like a class on the weekend. And then I'll stretch for extra 15 minutes afterwards, and that just does a great job. Like, you don't need that 1 hour. You waste a lot of time during that 1 hour. And finally, I actually got rid of all decision-making process that goes on along with breakfast. If you are somebody whose favorite meal is breakfast, I guess that's not a really good advice. But to me, breakfast is dispensable. So I essentially drink a protein shake for breakfast. It's a meal replacement, and it's kind of controlled set of calories. And that's one meal that I kind of throw away and don't think about much. So those are my tips. And here's some proposal-related and capture-related resources to free up some more time. If you attend our Bid and Proposal Academy Foundations and Advanced courses, you will master the profession more, and hopefully you get to work shorter hours so you become more efficient and don't take extra proposals like I do because I am so fast at it. So check out the Blueprint for Federal Business Development to help you achieve results through independent study. If you're an independent type of study person, and you can do it in between all of the other tasks, and you can take the time off to attend our courses. Get BD Capture and Proposal Consulting support from us to lend you an extra hand, again, to free up your precious time. So you can find information at our website, ostglobalsolutions.com. Lots of resources for proposal developers, and we are here to help you. Take care.